When you give the class to the non-Jews up in North Georgia, do they listen better than we do?
Yes.
Yeah, they take notes also.
They have to tune in on Wednesday. The answer is yes.
Okay, before we wrap up, I had a few thoughts on this week's Torah portion on the Parsha that I'd like to share with you. A neighbor loses a parent, and you think about stopping by. You rehearse what you're going to say, like, I'm sorry for your loss, or he's in a better place, and then you realize that's not going to cut it. I can't say stuff like that. But the moment passes, and you end up not going because it's weird, because you're not comfortable with grief. So you blow off going to the funeral, to the house of Shiva, because you don't know what to say. It's not your thing. If that is your thing, then I'm sure there's something else that isn't your thing. We all have our comfort zones. And usually that's fine, but not always. This week's Torah portion, called Chukat, which means statute, you find it in the book of Numbers, chapters 19 through chapter 22. In the middle of it, the Jewish people suffer two great losses in quick succession. Miriam, the sister of Moses and Aaron, passes away. Immediately afterwards, second verse, chapter 20, the congregation had no water. Jewish tradition explains that a miraculous well had accompanied the people of Miriam's merit. When she died, the well disappeared. And the people complained loudly. Soon after, Aaron, the high priest, the man of love and compassion and priesthood, dies. And the protective clouds of glory that had surrounded the nation and protected us, the clouds that shielded us from all danger, disappeared. And yet this time the Torah does not record an outcry. The Talmud tells us the clouds came back almost immediately. This time they came back in Moses' merit. But that raises a question. The clouds had always been associated with Aaron. Aaron was the peacemaker. He was the goody-goody, the one who always pursued peace between two people. How did they possibly return for Moses, a completely different kind of personality? Hasidic masters offer a striking reading. Moses did not become a different person. Rather, he became responsive to a different need of the people. Until then, until that moment, Moses' role had been to guide, to lead, with attention to each person's situation. But now the people needed something else. They needed protection. They needed unity. They needed stability. They needed strokes. The kind of care that flowed naturally through a guy like Aaron. Now Moses had to step into a role he was not comfortable or familiar with. It was not natural, but it was necessary. And here's what blows me away about this teaching. We often define ourselves by what comes easily to us. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at that. That's not my thing. And within reason, those instincts help us live with focus. But sometimes somebody else's need calls us past them. And in those moments, the question changes. It's no longer, what am I comfortable doing? It becomes, what am I needed for right now? So the question that I want to leave you with today, by the way, I see a few conditions still on the table. Where might someone you love be quietly waiting for you to step past what's natural into what's needed? And with that, my dear friends, I want to thank you very much for joining us today.